All right, let's jump right into this deep dive. Today, we're tackling trading setups, specifically how to build your very first one. It's kind of like setting up a command center for your financial adventures. The place where you analyze markets, make those big decisions, and hopefully watch your profits climb. Our source material today is this podcast episode. It's called "Building Your First Trading Setup: Essential Tools and Software." It's from the show Trading Mindset Mastery.
Sounds exciting.
It is. I'll be honest, when I first thought about trading setups, like I imagined all these crazy monitors and gadgets and like all this super expensive stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
It felt a bit intimidating,
Yeah.
like something only pros could really afford. But this episode, it kind of shifted my thinking. It made me realize that you can actually build a setup gradually, starting small, getting the basics down, and then upgrading as your skills and, your needs kind of grow with you.
I like that. That makes it much less intimidating.
Yeah, right. One of the things that really grabbed my attention was this emphasis on trading simulators, using them to practice your skills before you actually risk any real money. They even recommend a specific site, simulator.com, as a great free platform to get started.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, training in a flight simulator before you're actually in the cockpit, right?
makes sense.
You can, like, mess up, learn from your mistakes, build your confidence, all without those real-world consequences.
Yeah, totally. Lower the stakes while you're learning.
Right, exactly. But before we dive too deep into those specific tools and gadgets, I want to bring you in here to talk about the bigger picture. Why is a trading setup so important in the first place? It's got to be more than just like a cool-looking desk, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not about flash. It's about creating this environment that, helps you be efficient, make those split-second decisions with confidence. Think of it kind of like an athlete's training ground.
Oh, I like that analogy.
A well-designed setup minimizes distractions, keeps everything organized, and ensures you have all the info you need right there at your fingertips, ready to react to whatever the market throws at you.
Makes total sense.
Uh,
It's about creating a space where you can just laser focus on what you're doing, not be thrown off by tech issues or a messy workflow.
exactly. And trading, it's a game of precision. Timing is key. Every second can matter, especially for certain trading styles. A reliable setup, it can be the difference between making a profit and missing out on a golden opportunity. Imagine your internet cuts out right as you're about to execute a trade.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, not a good situation. Which actually brings us to a point the episode made about your trading style dictating your setup. They use the examples of like a fast-paced scalper versus a long-term investor.
Right, right. Totally different approaches.
Could you maybe elaborate on that a bit?
Oh, yeah, sure. So let's take the scalper.
Hmm.
This is someone making like multiple trades in a day, holding positions for super short periods.
Right, they live for that rapid-fire action.
They need speed,
Yeah.
they need data visualization, like their whole setup has to be lightning fast. Powerful computer, multiple monitors to track all those price movements, and a rock-solid internet connection.
Right, they can't afford any lag or downtime.
They need that need for speed, almost like a real-life video game setup.
Yeah, exactly. Now, contrast that with your long-term investor. They're focused on the fundamentals, researching companies, holding investments for months, maybe even years.
Right, playing the long game.
Their setup might prioritize in-depth research tools, financial modeling software, maybe a dedicated space for quiet contemplation. Split-second execution isn't their main concern. It's all about careful planning.
It's so interesting how the approach completely shapes the setup.
Absolutely.
So basically, before even thinking about specific hardware or software, you need to define yourself as a trader, right? What are you trying to achieve? What kind of time frame are you working with? That'll determine everything else about your setup.
Totally agree. It's all about tailoring the setup to your specific needs and goals. No one-size-fits-all approach here.
Okay, so we've got the why, the importance of a setup that supports your style, keeps those distractions at bay. Now let's get into those essential components. The episode starts with hardware. Makes sense. It's like laying the foundation for your trading command center.
Right, got to build it on solid ground.
They highlight three key things: a reliable computer, multiple monitors, and a stable internet connection. Let's start with the computer, the brains of the operation. What are we looking for here?
Well, you need a computer that can handle the demands of trading. You'll be running multiple applications at once, right? Your trading platform, charting software, news feeds, research tools, the whole works. So you need a high-performance processor to manage all that data processing, sufficient RAM. RAM's like the computer's short-term memory, helps it access information quickly.
It's like having a tiny kitchen with one burner. trying to cook a gourmet meal.
Mhm.
You need space. You need power to create something great.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And just as a chef needs that counter space to spread out, traders need screen real estate to see all their critical info at a glance. That's where those multiple monitors come in.
Yeah, the multiple monitors. This is something I was super curious about. It seems like they're a must-have for serious traders.
Oh, they can be a game changer.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, imagine this. Your charts are on one screen, your watch list on another, your order book, and level 2 data on a third, maybe news feeds on a fourth. Having all that information instantly accessible, it just improves your reaction time, your decision making. You're not constantly switching between windows, missing those crucial updates.
Creates that command center feel, like you have this panoramic view of the entire market.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, you mentioned level 2 data. Sounds pretty advanced. Is that something our listener, a beginner, needs to be concerned with at this stage?
It's not absolutely essential for everyone, but as you get more experience, explore different strategies, it can be really valuable. It gives you this deeper understanding of the order flow, the bids and asks for security, the size of orders, the market depth. Helps you anticipate price movements, make those informed decisions.
So it's not just about seeing the price right now. It's about understanding the forces behind it. Who's buying, who's selling, how that's going to impact the market. It's like having a backstage pass to the market's inner workings.
That's a great way to put it.
But before we even get to level 2 data, there's one more hardware essential we can't forget. A stable internet connection.
Oh, absolutely crucial.
I've been there, lagging internet, even just browsing the web. I can only imagine the disaster in the middle of a trade.
It's a trader's worst nightmare. Imagine you're about to lock in a profit or close a losing position and your connection drops. Could cost you serious money. A wired connection, it's always the most reliable option. It cuts out the variability of Wi-Fi, ensures a consistent high-speed connection.
So it's not just about speed, it's about reliability. Having that solid foundation for your whole trading operation.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got our foundation in place, the hardware. Now, let's move on to the software side of things, where things get really interesting. The episode breaks down the essentials into 3 categories: your trading platform, charting software, and those all-important news and data feeds.
That's where you really start to build your toolkit.
It's like assembling your high-tech toolkit.
Yeah.
You've got your foundation, and now you're adding the tools to analyze the market, make your trades, stay ahead of the game.
You got it.
So first up, the trading platform. This is your primary interface with the markets. It's where you place your orders, manage your positions, track your portfolio.
It's like the cockpit of your trading spaceship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with so many platforms out there, how do you even choose the right one?
It can be overwhelming, for sure. User-friendliness is key. Are the tools intuitive, easy to navigate? Then you have the available tools themselves, right? Does it have the order types you need, charting features, research capabilities, and of course, access to data, real-time quotes at level 2 data if you decide you need it, maybe historical data for testing out your strategies.
So finding a platform that matches your specific needs, whether you're just starting out or you're a more seasoned trader, looking for those advanced features. And once you've got your platform sorted, you'll need charting software. What role does that play in the whole process?
Charting software is your way of visualizing those price movements. It's like learning to read the market's language. It lets you see trends, spot patterns, ultimately make smarter trading decisions.
It's like learning to read the footprints left behind by the market, seeing where it's been and where it might be headed.
That's a great analogy. Just like a detective uses fingerprints to identify a suspect, you use charts to identify those trading opportunities. Look for software that offers customizable indicators, drawing tools, things that let you tailor the charts to your style. Whether you're a trend follower, a breakout trader, whatever your approach is.
It's about making the charts speak your language, highlighting those patterns and signals that are most important to your strategy. And speaking of staying informed, we can't forget about news and data feeds.
Absolutely essential.
In today's market, information is king, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Staying up to date on everything, from market-moving events and economic releases to just the overall sentiment, it's critical for any trader. The episode mentions tools like Benzinga and Bloomberg. Those are industry leaders for real-time news, analysis, market data. It's like having a direct line to the market's heartbeat.
They sound fantastic, but I imagine those platforms come with a price tag. Are there any free alternatives out there? Something our listener who might be on a budget could use to stay informed.
There definitely are. Yahoo Finance, for example, offers a ton of free information. Real-time quotes, news headlines, even basic charting tools. Might not have all the bells and whistles of the paid platforms, but it's a great starting point, especially for those just starting out.
It's like having a free library of market info at your fingertips.
Exactly.
And the best part is you can always upgrade later on when your needs and budget allow for it.
Absolutely. Flexibility is key.
As we're talking about all this amazing software, it's easy to get lost in the digital world. But we can't forget the importance of the physical space where all this trading action actually takes place.
You mean the trading workspace itself?
Exactly. I have to admit, I haven't always been the most organized. I've definitely been guilty of trading from the couch, laptop balanced precariously on a pile of pillows. But the episode, they really emphasize a dedicated, clutter-free, and ergonomic setup. What are your thoughts on that?
It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Trading, it's mentally and emotionally demanding, especially when you're dealing with real money. A comfortable and organized workspace, it can actually reduce stress, improve your focus. Imagine trying to meditate in a noisy, chaotic environment. Your mind needs calmness and clarity to function at its best. It's the same for trading.
I'm starting to see how all these elements are connected. The physical space, your mental state, the software, the hardware. It all comes together to create this trading environment.
It's a holistic approach to trading, considering every aspect that can impact your performance.
And we've talked about the hardware and software essentials. But there's got to be something else, right? Some missing piece of the puzzle that's crucial for any trader, no matter their experience level.
Well, it's not so much a secret weapon as it is a fundamental truth about trading. Even with the most sophisticated setup, with all the best tools and information, success ultimately comes down to one thing: skill.
That makes total sense. You can have the best tools in the world, but if you don't know how to use them.
It's like having a state-of-the-art kitchen but not knowing how to cook.
Exactly. You might be able to make toast, but you're not whipping up any gourmet meals.
Exactly. That's why the episode spends so much time on tools for skill building and practice. And they highlight a fantastic resource for beginners to hone their skills without risking any real money: trading simulators.
Oh, that's right. They mentioned simulator.com specifically as a great platform to start with. It's like that pilot training in a flight simulator, right? You can make mistakes, learn from them in a safe environment, build your confidence and skills before you put real capital at risk.
Exactly. Trading simulators, they let you test strategies, get comfortable with the mechanics of trading, experience those emotional ups and downs, all without real-world consequences. It's an invaluable tool for any trader, but especially for beginners.
And the fact that they recommend a free, realistic platform like simulator.com that just makes this a crucial learning tool accessible to everyone.
You don't need a lot of money to get started in trading. You need the right knowledge, the right tools, and the right mindset.
So we're building this incredible foundation for our listeners, setting them up for success: the hardware, the software, the workspace, and now those tools to practice and refine their skills. Is there anything else we need to consider as we build this setup?
There is. The episode wraps up with some really valuable tips for optimizing your setup and making sure it evolves along with you on your trading journey.
That's a great point. It's not just about setting it up and forgetting about it. It's an ongoing process of refinement and improvement as you gain experience and your needs change.
Exactly. Trading itself is an ongoing process, and your setup should reflect that.
I'm definitely eager to hear about those optimization tips, but I think we should save that for part 2 of our deep dive. We've covered so much ground already, and I want to give our listeners time to digest it all. So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve into the art of optimizing your trading setup. Welcome back to the deep dive. We're diving back into our exploration of building that ultimate trading setup. And in this part, we're kind of shifting gears a bit. We've laid the groundwork, right? The hardware, software, and even those practice tools. But now I want to get into the human element, the trader themselves.
I like that because, yeah, even with the most amazing setup, it comes down to the person making those decisions. All the bells and whistles won't help if you don't have the right mindset, the discipline to actually use them effectively.
Yeah,
You're not going to see that consistent success in the market.
totally. It's like having a high-performance race car, but you don't know how to drive. Might make some noise, turn heads, but you're not winning any races. So let's talk about the driver, the trader. What are some of those key mindset shifts or habits that can make a real difference?
Well, one of the most important, and I think the episode touched on this, is developing a growth mindset. Embracing the idea that you're on this continuous learning journey as a trader. Every trade, every win, every loss, it's a chance to learn and get better. It's about seeing mistakes not as failures, but as stepping stones.
When I first started messing around with trading, I used to get so down on myself after losses. It felt like, man, am I doing something fundamentally wrong? Am I just not cut out for this?
Mhm.
But over time, I realized it's all part of the process. Every successful trader, they have a story filled with ups and downs. It's about that resilience, bouncing back, and that determination to just keep pushing forward.
Exactly. I think that's a huge realization to come to. And a big part of that growth mindset is analyzing your past trades for what you can learn, not just beating yourself up. It's shifting that focus from self-criticism to curiosity. What can I take away from this? What could I have done differently? How can I use this to make better decisions next time?
Becoming a student of the market, always learning, always adapting. I like that. Now, the episode also talks about focusing on process over outcome. What exactly does that mean when it comes to trading?
It means prioritizing that consistent execution of your trading plan, not getting caught up in the emotions of individual trades. Because it's easy, right, to get swept up in the excitement of a win or the disappointment of a loss. But in the long run, it's your ability to stick to the plan, to follow your rules, that's what will determine your success.
Man, that's tough. I remember when I was starting out, getting so hyped after winning trades, feeling like I'd figured it all out. Then one loss would come, and I'd be questioning everything. So you're saying it's more about detaching from that immediate outcome of each trade and focusing on the big picture.
Exactly. If you've got a solid plan, one that you've back-tested, refined, and you truly believe in, then trust the process. Don't let your emotions drive the car. Don't chase those hot tips or jump in and out based on fear or greed. Stay focused on the strategy. The results will come over time.
So it's about having that strategy, sticking to it, not letting the market noise or your own emotions throw you off track.
Discipline, right? Discipline is key. Yeah. And you know what often comes along with discipline? Patience. That's another big one for traders. Trading isn't about getting rich quick. It takes time to develop your skills, to refine your strategies, build that consistent profitability. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just like a marathon runner, you got to pace yourself, conserve energy, focus on the long game.
I love that analogy. And it reminds me, the episode also touched on avoiding burnout. Trading can be intense mentally and emotionally, especially when you're just getting started.
Oh, absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, wanting to be in the market 24/7, watching every little tick, chasing every opportunity. But that's not sustainable. You need to take breaks, step away from those screens, recharge.
It's like anything else demanding. You can't train for a marathon by running constantly. You need that rest and recovery to perform your best. So, practically speaking, what can traders do to avoid burning out?
Well, it starts with boundaries. Define specific trading hours and stick to them. Don't feel like you have to be in the market constantly. Opportunities will always come and go. And when you're not trading, engage in things that help you relax, de-stress. Whether it's family time, a hobby, just a walk in nature. Find things that nourish you, help you disconnect from that market intensity.
I love that. Creating that healthy balance, trading life and personal life. And it makes me think of another tool that can help traders stay grounded, focused, something that's gaining popularity, mindfulness.
Oh, yeah, mindfulness is huge for traders. It's about bringing your full attention to the present moment without judgment, becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations without getting carried away. It's easy to get caught up in the emotional roller coaster of trading, let fear and greed take over. Mindfulness helps you create that space between your thoughts and actions, allowing for more rational choices.
It sounds like meditation, but applied to trading. I've tried meditating, but I always struggle to completely clear my mind. Are there specific mindfulness exercises that traders can try, even if they're not, like, experienced meditators?
There are. One simple but powerful one is to just focus on your breath. Notice the sensation of each inhale and exhale. If your mind wanders, which it will, gently guide it back to your breath. It's not about stopping your thoughts, it's about observing them without judgment, returning to that present moment.
I can see how that'd be helpful, especially during a trade. Training your mind to stay calm and focused, even when things are crazy.
Exactly. It's like building a mental muscle. You're strengthening your ability to resist those impulsive decisions, staying true to your plan. And the more you practice, the better you become at managing those emotions,
Yeah.
making those rational choices in trading and in life.
It's developing that mental fortitude. Crucial for success anywhere, but especially in trading where the stakes can be high and the pressure intense.
Absolutely. And, we've talked mindset, discipline, patience, even mindfulness. But there's one more practical piece that can really help traders stay on track, avoid pitfalls: a well-defined trading plan.
The roadmap. The trading
Right.
journey needs a roadmap. This is something everyone mentions but rarely explains in detail. What should a trading plan actually include? Is it just having a vague idea of what you want to do in the markets?
It's much more specific than that. A good trading plan, it's like a blueprint for your decisions. It outlines those entry and exit criteria. When do you enter a trade? When do you exit? It defines your risk management rules. How much are you willing to risk on a single trade? And it articulates your overall strategy. Are you a trend follower, value investor, day trader, swing trader? Your plan lays out the framework for your entire approach.
So no more hunches, no more gut feelings. It's about having this clear written plan you can refer to. A
Sure.
plan based on research analysis, a deep understanding of your style and your risk tolerance.
Exactly. And the beauty of a trading plan is that it takes the emotion out of the equation. When you're in the thick of it, markets moving fast, it's so easy to get swept up in fear or greed. But if you've got that plan, you can look at it, make decisions based on logic and strategy, not your emotions.
It's like having a set of rules you've already committed to, a way to hold yourself accountable. Avoid making those impulsive trades that you'll regret later.
Exactly. And creating the plan is just the first step, right? The key is actually sticking to it. Don't let your emotions or the dream of a quick buck derail you. Your trading plan, it's your guide. It's built on your research, your analysis, your goals.
Easier said than done, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The market can be so tempting, and it's easy to get lured in by a potential trade, even if it doesn't fit the plan.
It is tempting, but that's where discipline comes in. And remember, discipline isn't about being rigid. It's about that awareness of when you're straying and the willpower to get back on track. If you find yourself constantly deviating, maybe your plan needs adjusting. Or maybe you need to work on that discipline muscle.
So honesty with yourself, recognizing your weaknesses, and constantly working to improve the process. Any other practical tips for staying disciplined? Something our listeners can implement right away.
Absolutely. One of the most effective. Manage your risk. And this is non-negotiable, in my opinion. Never risk more than you can afford to lose on any single trade. Understand your risk tolerance, how much of a drawdown you can handle, emotionally and financially. Set those stop-loss orders to protect your capital.
That's crucial. Risk management, so often overlooked, especially by new traders who are just eager to jump in and start making money. But it's the foundation for long-term success.
Think of it as your insurance policy. It's there to protect you from those catastrophic losses, from blowing up your account and having to start over. It keeps you in the game.
So playing it smart, not letting one bad trade wipe you out, protecting your capital so you can keep trading another day.
Exactly. And, all of these mindset shifts, all these habits we've been discussing, they tie back into creating a setup that supports your well-being, mentally and emotionally. It's not just about the tools and the info, it's about an environment where you can thrive.
I love that. Creating a space that nourishes your trading spirit, that helps you stay calm, focused, and disciplined, even when the market's volatile.
Exactly. And that brings us perfectly to part 3 of our deep dive. We'll explore how to bring all of this together to create a setup that's not only functional, but inspiring. A space that's truly you, reflects your trading style, and supports those long-term goals.
I can't wait. Stay tuned for the grand finale of our deep dive into building your first trading setup. Welcome back to the deep dive. It's time for the grand finale, the culmination of our journey into building the ultimate trading setup. We've been through a lot, from the nitty-gritty details of hardware and software to the mental game, the psychology of trading. And now I'm pumped to bring it all together to help you, our listener, create a trading space that truly empowers you to succeed.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We've got this solid foundation laid, and now it's all about making it personal, injecting your own style, your goals into this trading command center we've been building. It's about creating that synergy between your tools, your mindset, your trading plan, transforming the space from just functional to truly inspiring.
I love that. It's like we've gathered all these raw materials and now we're going to craft them into this masterpiece that reflects your trading, but also you, your personality.
Exactly. It's about creating a space where you feel good, where you can be focused, confident, a space that fuels your passion for trading, supports you on that journey to becoming consistently profitable. And one of the first things we got to think about as we personalize this is ergonomics. We touched on it when we talked about the physical workspace, but it's worth repeating.
Oh, for sure. We can't forget about the human element. Even with all the tech, you're still a person sitting in a chair staring at a screen. If your body's uncomfortable, if you're straining your eyes, hunching over the keyboard, that's going to impact your decisions.
Big time. Your trading setup, it should be a place where you can spend hours comfortably, maybe the whole trading day focused on those markets. That means a quality chair, Good lumbar support, monitors at the right height to avoid neck strain, ergonomic keyboard and mouse prevent wrist pain.
It's about respecting your body, right? Trading, it's mentally demanding. If you're physically uncomfortable, it's going to show up in your performance. It's like running a marathon in shoes that don't fit. You might push through for a bit, but eventually
Gonna catch up to you, yeah.
invest in your comfort. It'll pay off in the long run. And while we're optimizing the physical, we got to optimize the digital environment too. Minimize those distractions.
Both physical and digital distractions, yeah.
So decluttering, right, in the real world and on our screens. A clean workspace, free from all that clutter, can be a game changer for focus.
Absolutely. Get rid of any papers, gadgets, decorations that are just cluttering up your space. And on the computer, close those extra tabs, those apps you don't need for trading. Silence those notifications. The goal is to create this minimalist environment where your attention is on the markets.
Yeah.
Improve that signal-to-noise ratio.
It's like creating a sanctuary for your trading mind, a space that's free from the chaos of the outside world, where you can just connect with the market, make those decisions with clarity.
Love that. A trading sanctuary. And as you create it, think about what inspires you, what fuels that passion for trading. Surround yourself with things that remind you why you're doing this, what you're aiming for.
You know, it's funny you mention that. I have a friend who's a day trader, and his setup is incredible. Multiple monitors, all the charts, data. But right in the middle, he has this beautiful plant, this vibrant green fern. It just adds a touch of life serenity to the space.
I love that. It's that reminder that trading, even though it's demanding, shouldn't feel sterile or cold. It's a human thing, and it's important to personalize your space. Maybe you find inspiration in nature, so you have a plant, a nature scene as your background. Or maybe you're motivated by quotes, so you have a few framed up on your wall.
It's about creating an environment that not only supports your trading,
Yeah.
but also your spirit. Keeps you motivated during those rough patches because every trader goes through them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And remember, as you build this setup, it's not a one-time thing. It's ongoing. As you gain experience, your needs will change. Your trading style might shift. You discover new tools, new strategies. Your setup should reflect that.
So it's not about reaching perfection on day one. It's about that solid foundation and then being willing to experiment, to adapt, to constantly refine
Yeah.
as you grow as a trader.
Exactly. Be open to trying new things, moving your workspace around, tweaking those routines, finding what works best for you. Don't be afraid to shake things up a bit until it all clicks.
You know, this whole deep dive has been eye-opening, even for me. We went from the technical stuff to these really personal aspects of trading. And it's amazing how it all comes together to create a trading setup that's more than just tools. It's a reflection of you, the trader.
It's been fantastic exploring this with you and with our listeners. We covered a lot of ground, from that hardware and software to cultivating the right mindset, building that trading plan to guide your every move.
And as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a call to action. You got the blueprint, the inspiration, the tools, the knowledge. Now go out there and build it. Start building your trading setup today. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to break the bank. Just get started.
Take that first step, enjoy the process, create that space that reflects you and supports you on your path to success. And hey, share your journey with us on social media. We'd love to see what you create.
Absolutely. We're all in this together, learning, growing, supporting each other. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of trading setups. Until next time, happy trading.